Once again, we're getting more details overnight from Las Vegas. The gunman, Stephen Paddock, may have been scouting other sites in major cities for possible attacks.
Yeah, we get the latest now from Fox Business correspondent in Las Vegas today, Jeff Flock. Good morning.
It strikes me, folks, that we were talking on Monday morning and expressing surprise that having covered a number of these mass shootings, that already we didn't have, or at that point we didn't have any clear sense of motive. It strikes me now that we are at the end of the week and we are still saying the very same thing. Is it possible that we will never know clearly what caused all of this beyond perhaps undisclosed and unrecognized mental illness? I think it's possible. And the latest details on this, I think, maybe go to that. The planning that went into this. Stephen Paddock, apparently, having cased other locations around the country as well, including Chicago, having booked a room at the Blackstone Hotel in Chicago overlooking the Lollapalooza Music Festival, which had even more folks attending than the one where he committed the act here in Las Vegas. 100,000 people a day come to that Lollapalooza. My daughters have gone to that festival. The mayor went last year. Also a report out of Boston that he was overlooking Fenway Park as another potential target. Interesting stuff there. As to the mental illness piece of it, Mary Lou Danley, who interviewed with police day before yesterday. Police have not said a whole lot about what she told them other than that she had no idea that he was planning what he in fact carried out. There's a report now that she said to police that he would often in his sleep moan and scream and say things like, "Oh my God," in his sleep, indicating that he was having some sort of nightmares. He also was prescribed a medication which essentially was Valium for anxiety. All of this as we begin to get into the phase now where funerals take place for the 58 victims, included among them a man by the name of Charleston Hartfield. He was a Metro Las Vegas, I should say, police officer who was off duty attending the festival and jumped to the fore and saved a number of people, but in so doing lost his own life. A lot of stories like that out there that we've heard in our push to try to figure out what caused all of this. I think maybe we've overlooked some of those stories of the people who are victims of all of this. 58 of them, in addition to all the people injured and wounded. Quite a story that goes on as we search for some way to make sense of it.
I think a lot of Americans, Jeff, are finding comfort in the fact that there were so many heroes that night in Las Vegas that came to the aid of their fellow concert goers to save lives, and so many lives were luckily saved as well. Jeff Flock, it's a tough story, but thank you so much for your coverage this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Cheryl.